So it took Ric Hassani to go from the African gentleman to become a prince in 4 years. Though I am not sure that a true royalty is expected to say thunder fire you. Maybe that is the reason why NBC said the song is not good for radio. But one thing I know for sure is that Ric has grown, and that growth is what he showed us on this his second studio album titled The Prince I Became. With that, I welcome you all to another episode of the Chacha album review series. And oh, before I forget, good day ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and every member of the Chacha Nation. My name is Hafeestonova, aka your music plug, creator of the Energy Force. So on the 26th of February 2021, Ric Hassani released his 17-track album titled The Prince I Became. And this album features the likes of Sauti, Nicky, Fumbani, Changaya, Zoro, CalledOut Music, and Kuami, Eugene. Firstly, let me give credit to Ric for putting this body of work together. If you are a fan of alternative sound, then this is an album you definitely enjoy. With songs like Body Conversation, My Kind of Woman, which features Sauti, which is also one of my favorite songs on the album, Angel, which also features Latino singer Nicky. You have Rising Sun, and you have You Are My Baby. Let me just talk about You Are My Baby. Because that is like personally my favorite song on the album. The way it started out song makes me, it reminds me of this Justin Timberlake vibes, as in everything about that song was just brain busting. Trust me when I say this album definitely contains some beautiful music that you would definitely vibe to. With this album, you can tell that Ric has added more venom to his sound. Ric doesn't appear to be that gentleman begging for love and love and love all over, even though most of the songs on this album were talking about love and romance. But then again, you can say that Ricky makes us understand that, look man, if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. Don't have to fire you. But anyway, some of the negative things about this album is the fact that the album contains 17 tracks, which for me is just way too much. And you can tell because after the 10th track of the album, which is Do Like That, which features Eugene, which is another good song on the album. Trust me, that song is also good. Now, every song after that song started sounding similar. It was safe to say that Ric had run out of style to use in singing every other song, which also explains why this album ended with about 4 gospel songs, or should I say 4 Christian songs. You have Rain, you have Victory Belongs to Jesus, you have Samuel's Prayer, and you have Korede. These 4 tracks were the last track of the album, and all what Ric were doing on this track was just giving praises to God, which is a good thing. Who does not want to give praise to God? It's a beautiful thing to give praise to God. But then again, for you that you are not, a gospel singer or, a Christian singer or blah, 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 to now have 4 songs out of 17 songs, dedicated to God, man, trust me, it's just way too much. That's why I said just maybe a 10 tracks or a 12 track would have been okay. Another thing about the album that I didn't really kind of like is the title of the album, which is The Prince I Became. Like I said, this album shows how much Ric has grown into a man, and that was what I expected. Probably the album should have been named The Man I Became, because I didn't really see any source of royalty, in the album. Probably not containing the song, maybe just him as a person. If he sees himself like, oh, I'm now a prince in the industry, maybe that's why. But the songs on the album does not connect the title or does not relate to the title of the album. Aside from that, like I said, the album is a good album. It's an album you will get and you will still enjoy. Just that you might get tired of the album quickly. All that said, the rating of the album is going to be a 6/10. With that, I have come to the end of another episode of the Chacha album review series on the Chacha Music Review Podcast. Do not forget that this episode is being brought to you by Absolute Art Media, your number 1 online media and digital marketing agency, in partnership with One Star Store for the best and affordable electronic gadgets, be it phone, laptop, chargers, headphone. Trust me, they got you covered. Till I come your way with another episode, my name still remains Hafeestonova, aka your musical plug, creator of the Energy Force. Peace out.